Hi everyone, this is Jody. Welcome to Northern Country Creations, and I have finally finished the repurposed photo album journal. This just took a while. Sorry. But when spring and summer and fall, I am just so busy doing things and and just enjoying life, and I just don't want to be in my craft room, spending too much time while, beautiful weather is happening outside. And so it just evenings and, here and there, I have finally finished this journal. This is so cool. I love this. So this is a repurposed photo album, and it is a binder. I love it because it's a black binder. I love the taller, narrow pages. Let me get a measurement here for you. So this is pretty thick. This is actually kind of like one of those, not a puffy, but it is very thick. It's a very hefty one. It's gonna definitely stand the test of time. So this is about 7¼ by 11½. So that's the measurement. But what I did is I covered the photo album in this beautiful pink and green fabric, floral fabric. And then this here is actually a recycled, let me see if I have them. Yep, I do right here. So these were from, I believe it was Dollar Tree. So this is what they were originally. They were little cutouts with holes here that you could make, a banner for like a birthday or for spring. I think this was Easter or spring. And I just thought it was really cool. And I liked the little window was already there. But the thing is the window was so small that it would make the image, really small on the journal. So what I took my circle cutter that I have, and I just made a bigger circle out of it, and then I can use these as, other ephemera decorations. So that's what I did with that, and it's got like a glitter on it, so it was really cute. And so then I took some rickrack and went around it as a frame, and then this is the book page, the vintage book page image here. And then I put on this very thick kind of fabric butterfly applique here. And then this has a button and some thread here. So these were like the two holes that were up here, and I just thought that was really cute to cover those up. So then the back of it, it's just a fabric covered. And then for the tassel comes, it comes off. It's just on there with the, actually an altered necklace tie. So let me zoom down so you can see the tassel. So the tassel is, I made a bow, and then this is an old jewelry piece, and then these are some beads, there's some buttons, there's a wood ladybug, hot air balloon, some lace. These are some jewelry pieces, beads. This is some really nice, like a lace with like gems on it. So it was just all, a mix of really cute stuff. And let me see if I can bring it up here closer so you can get a look at it. Really cute. Again, it's just on, it's on like it's almost like a leather, like one of those chokers. That's what it is. I repurposed that. And so then here's the beads. Necklace piece. Really cute stuff. This is actually, this gumball one here is actually like a little mini Christmas ornament is what that one was. And then there's some just really old beads, and then some new beads. There's just a variety. Okay, so that is the tassel. And then let's go in and go through. It was fun to make. Let me zoom out because it's so big. this was fun to make. I really enjoyed it. I do like binders so that you can mix your pages around. So let's talk about the inside. So the inside, it has, so this is like a piece of wallpaper that this vintage book page is on. This is a really cute children's book. So I sewed around the edges and then glued it onto a piece of this really cool wallpaper. And then this is a vinyl. This is actual vinyl, not a piece of like plastic. This is vinyl. And so I made a clear vinyl pocket for the front so you can stow away all of your things that you're collecting along the time, you know, before you put them into your journal. So this is a nice big pocket. And then, of course, you know, this is where your book, the library book would go. You don't have to use this, but this is the one that I made. It's got the Richard Scarry on it, and it's, you know, made out of the book pages. So you can put it wherever you want in the journal, but I tucked it in here. Now, this is not fully embellished, but there's a lot, actually. So, and I did it all in these, you know, really pretty, vibrant color, you know, the color scheme through it. So, okay, so the first page, most of this is all like the cardstock. And so I made a, I want to zoom down, but the pages are so big. I don't want you to miss out. So I might have to move around a little bit. So I made this, I'll just take it off. So I made this paper clip, adorned paper clip. So this is some book pages, and it's just really cute. So I just sat one night and made a whole bunch of those. So that is on there. And then, oops. Then I have a side pocket here. Then this is a book page from, what is it, book? Embroidery. Yeah, it's an embroidery diagram book page. Those are so fun to color or, you know, use in your journaling. So I tucked that there. And then this is a tag that I made, you know, with an image from a child's nursery, I think it was a nursery book, poems. So then this has got the ledger on the back. So that is in there. Then this is the fun part here. This is the this is actually one of the pages in this photo album. It's actually, yeah, CDs. So what I did is, this is what started off the whole idea of doing this. So let me take these out. So the sleeves were like this, and of course you have your flap where you put your CD in. But what I did is I took some fabric and I sewed across here, and then I took the cardstock, matching cardstock, and then I attached it and sewed it on here and put my holes in it. And I did the same thing with this side. And then, so what I did is I took the CD, and then I took all these fun book pages and sewed around, you know, like haphazardly, and made them into journaling cards. Some I put tabs on, some I left it as a circle. And so then you can just tuck them in. You can actually flip this down, stick it in there, and then flip it back up. So those were fun. So these are just really cool. I really liked how they looked. This one has the kitten, and then this one has a lamb or sheep. And so that's that page. Then here is a cluster, a paper clip cluster on this page here. Let me zoom down now a little bit because you could see that. This was a two-way cluster one. And then there's another one here on this page with some fabrics. This is a book page that I made a pocket. Here, I'll take this out. It's with trees and fun. And then I put it up with, I backed it with cards and some more cardstock to make a big giant pocket. And then in here I put this really beautiful painting flower book. shows you how to paint. Just beautiful pictures. So that I tucked in here. And then here's a book page from a children's book, and this has been doubled up, so there's 2 images here. Here's another journaling tag that I made. This one is from a dictionary, a children's dictionary, and I just, you know, sewed some fabric and sewed around it, and then this was backed onto like the craft paper, but it's kind of a thicker one. And then this has the shelf lining on it, like contact paper. So it's really cool. It's got a really neat feeling to it. So that's fun. So that's there. Oh, this flips out. You can do whatever you want with that. Here is a homemade page that I made, doing the same idea with using the actual CD ones. So I kind of made my own faux one. So I took the plastics from that page and I just actually sewed them on and made pockets. So then here's a little smaller version of a CD with book pages made into the journaling cards. And then there's the little critters. Then I put fabric down here. And then these were so much fun. I just sat and made these one night. I hadn't even planned it. So these are wallpaper. And I made these really cute little pockets. So inside them are just different things tucked in here. I'll let them be a surprise. But there's lots of fun things in them. So I made these pockets, and it just has a little, I think this is maybe a 1 inch. Let me zoom down a little bit on these. There we go. This might be like I think this is a 1 inch punch, and then I used the brad. So I had to put this on before I sewed it shut. So you just remember that if you wanted to try to make those. But these are so cute. I did some scalloped on this side. And then this one's got the different kind of scallop scissors that I had. So I sewed all the way around. Again, there's some goodies tucked in there. So each one has different stuff in it. All right, and then let me zoom back out. Sorry, I'm going back and forth, but I just want to make sure you can see like everything. Okay, so some more cardstock. And then I paper clipped on, oh, no, that's right. This is a pocket that I gave you a piece of border, paper clip, or paper wallpaper border. And so I just had it, just so that it didn't sink all the way to the bottom in there. But this is another big pocket. And then this is a book page from Vintage Advertising. Another, it's cardstock. There's a little fuzzy heart up here. See if I can't see that. So I have to zoom out because I want you to see it. So there's a little fuzzy felt heart there. This folds out. And then this page here is a folded nursery rhyme book page that I made into a corner pocket. And then I put in another one of my tags that I made with some fabric and a ticket. And this is some old advertisement backed onto some cardstock. So that one's in there. Isn't that cute? And then here, these are some collage tuck spots that I made. These are all just a whole variety of different fabrics and ribbons and lace and cardstock and scrap. This is upholstery fabric. And so then this is a place where you can tuck something in there. This is a flower book page, really cute. More cardstock. And then here is like a DNR. It's like a monthly little booklet that you could subscribe for. This is actually August of 1974, but it's got some birds on it. It's really cute. I made it into a pocket. So I took the front, I took it apart with a stapler, and then took the front and back, and then made a big pocket out of it. Here's another little journaling card with a children's book page, so that's there. And then this one here, I paper clipped and made a little altered, there we go, a little altered see-through pocket with some book page, and just really cute. From, oh yeah, it's an envelope and I turned it inside out. That's how I got the stripes. And then, so I paper clipped. So this you can put in here somewhere or do whatever you want with it. And then here is, again, here is another page that I made with the CD pockets. So here's another journaling card that I made from the kids' dictionary, same as the other one. It's got some fabric on the top. Here is a book page from it's 1963 advertisement, and it's backed onto some heavy-duty paper. And so then there's those pockets. And then again, we have two more of the wallpaper pockets, envelope pockets. These are really cute. This one I made a little straight. Again, there's some goodies in there. These are just really fun. I love the feeling of them. And then this one here is scalloped again. Really cute. Again, it's got goodies tucked inside, some vintage cards, wallpaper, not the wallpaper, but the, you know, like the scrapbook pad cards that sometimes come in there. There's some in there. So this is another flip out that you can have fun with. And then this is a book page. Oh, I forget what name of the book that is. Girlfriends Forever. It's a Susan Branch book. But I love it because it's all like handwriting and stuff. So I made that into a pocket on this side. So I put in a really fun napkin that you can have fun with. And then this is another one of those advertisements that's backed onto cardstock, the craft cardstock. So that's tucked in there. Back in there. And then again, we have another set of the CD pockets that I made. Here's another tag, another advertisement tag, and then again another set of pockets, all different variety. And then here is a tall, deep pocket that I put in one of my wallpaper tags. So I just kind of took some vintage wrapping paper. I took some vintage wrapping paper and I glued it onto cardstock, and so they're fun to make tabs or, you know, cut them up and have fun. So this is one of those, and it's kind of a bright one. So that is tucked in here at the top of this big pocket. This is actually, if you've watched my channel, you probably recognize this. I have still a little bit more left of this, but this is, they're on a big giant pad, and you rip it off and you use it for placemats. So it's kind of really thick cardstock, but it says blessings that have shared together. It's like maybe Thanksgiving time or something. And then, okay, on this one here is another one of those tags. These are so much fun. This one says diary, and it's got some little mini rickrack that I sewed on, and you can write on. And then I have a little altered paper clip dangle here. So this is a little wood butterfly that I painted pink here. That I painted pink. And so I just sat and made these one night, a whole bunch of them. So that one is on there. So cute. And then, oh, this was a pocket I had clipped on this side. So this is one of those, I think it's a Joey DeFee pockets. So this is a small one. It's made out all of book pages and scraps. And so you can kind of put it anywhere and make a tuck spot or pocket. So that was paper clipped right here. All right, and then here is another wildlife book page, and I tucked in here a really cute, kind of like a fold-out envelope. So it's a big pocket here, big envelope with a book page, and that's kind of fun. So you can have fun with that. That's tucked in there. And then here's another advertisement onto cardstock. And then another one of those vocabulary journaling cards. These are so much fun. I liked making them. Those were cool. I have like a pile of maybe that much, and so I sprinkled them throughout this journal here. And then for the back page, I used the same, the same book, the same children's book that the front and back. So I made the front and back out of the same. And then of course, this is again vinyl, a vinyl pocket. And then it's done the same way. So isn't that cute? Just love it. And then this is a just a repurposed like back of a pad, but this is really cool. I didn't want to throw this away, so you can have fun with that. And so I just tucked that in the back there. And then again, it's a 3-ring, so it's easy to change your pages around. And that is that. So that is so much fun. And the dangle's really cute, and it's just hooked onto one of the rings. So like I said, you can take that off if you want. And so this will be in my Etsy shop soon. So look out for that. So thank you for joining me. All right, bye.